At the end of the day, I know who I am.
Welcome. You are listening to
Rainbow Table Talk.
We live, baby.
Oh, so we are live. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing, cuz?
I'm doing good. How you feeling?
Good to see you.
Awesome. Look, I tell you, boy. Give me that. Give me that neck. See, I tell you.
Doing all right?
I'm doing good. I'm doing solid. I'm solid. How you feeling?
I'm doing good. Enjoying
This is good.
myself. Can't wait for Friday. I'm looking forward to it being Friday tomorrow.
I tell you what, this is we call it. It's like Friday Eve, Thursday. It's Friday Eve.
Friday Eve. That's exactly what Thursday.
Yeah,
is.
yeah. You just can't creep. You just waiting for Friday. Hopefully, it's a payday.
Oh no. I get paid on Monday, so it's a nice thing to wake up to.
What?
Yeah. My payday is actually on a Tuesday, but Vostar gives me my check on early.
That's tip number one. Credit union. Get you a credit union that pays you early. But that's the first I've heard that. Getting paid on Monday.
My dad be like, you just be broke a day quicker.
Right. You got the whole weekend to think about what you're gonna spend.
Exactly. All right,
Awesome.
y'all. What's good? We've said our hellos. Hello. Welcome to the Rainbow Table Talk. I am DJ Duchess.
I'm Kalila J, aka Coach K. How's everybody feeling?
How y'all doing? Please, this evening interact with us through our chat room. Share this on your Facebook, your IG, your YouTube. This is Rainbow Table Talk, and our topic for tonight, being that it is Women's History Month, is womanhood through the lens of masculinity.
Yeah.
Which
was seen an oxymoron, but yes, through the masculine eyes.
The masculine eyes of because people have confused it and think that masculinity only belongs to men.
Yes.
But, this episode is dedicated to the queer women of Masculine Center.
Yes, we came to disrupt that notion. What's up, J.O. Brown? Hello, y'all. Welcome, J.O.
What up, though? So, Kay, what are your thoughts? Let's get it started.
You want to get started? Do you want to give them a little icebreaker first?
All right, let's.
Because you got no ice in your drink tonight. Because you ain't got no ice in your drink. You just don't want to do the icebreaker tonight. You just gonna.
I don't know. This is strong. This producer favorite wine, and it's strong.
It's strong.
So if by the middle of the talk I'm in here slurring, I'm sorry.
Okay, if you totally forget, as long as you don't fall off that chair, we good. As long as you don't fall, if you stay on the chair, we all right. All right. So for tonight, our icebreaker, right, representing Women's Month. Who's your female crush, or who's your crush?
Easy.
Go ahead.
Easy. And if you are watching it at this moment, if you decide to leave your husband, holla at your girl. That would be Miss Kerry Washington. And I know.
Ooh, not Olivia Pope.
Yeah, Olivia Pope.
With the 50 million jackets.
I'm talking about, I fell in love with Kerry Washington in the movie, the Spike Lee joint, She Hate Me. Have you ever seen She Hate Me? For a minute, I thought that was going to be my life.
No, that's my homework for this weekend. Oh, no.
I thought it was going to be my life. It's not my life. I thought.
But you can have an imagination.
I thought She Hate Me would be my life. Now I got to tell y'all. So in the movie She Hate Me.
Okay, go ahead.
Kerry Washington, who is now a lesbian, and got a bad girlfriend. I mean, baby bad. Kerry goes to her. Thank you, J.O. She Hate Me is a classic. She goes to her ex-boyfriend, and she says, "You fit all the criteria. Me and her want to have a baby. Artificial insemination is expensive, so we know you got good genes. We know you got a good job. You're smart. So we want you to get us pregnant.
Get us pregnant.
So they have to do it the old-fashioned way. He gets Kerry pregnant. He gets Kerry's girlfriend pregnant. And then it was her ex-fiance. So then
J.O. on it.
J.O. no. So then she gets all of these lesbians in town who also want to get pregnant.
Not a tribe.
They pay him, and he gets them all pregnant. So he sleeps with all these lesbians in town and gets them pregnant. And then at the end of the movie, her, him, and the girlfriend have a relationship. I really thought that was gonna be my life.
What? I'm gonna have to catch up on it because that sounds like money making business, giving people hopes and dreams.
Listen, and it was funny because he was sleeping with some of the stud lesbians, and they was rougher than him. They was like,
let me rough you up, brother. You know what I took from that story? I'm just glad that I'm not, not a man, because I think I would have a lot of churn. Yeah, I think I have a lot of kids. But let me share with you who's my female crush. I think this is probably everybody female crush. Sanaa Lathan, man. Sanaa Lathan. From loving basketball. Loving
basketball.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
And that was it. Like that's what you wanted.
That's what you wanted. That was everybody. That's everybody's. I mean, I wasn't really a Halle Berry type. I was kind of like,
Halle ain't got no berries.
No, I don't know what Halle being marrying and divorcing. I don't know what's going on over there.
Listen, just because you fine don't mean
that's it. Just because you have good physical genes,
but
don't mean you got it all.
But my new crush.
Ooh, who's your new crush?
What's her name? DeWanda. The girl from She's Gotta Have It. Apparently, I like all the girls that Spike Lee having his films.
Oh my gosh. Them eyes though.
She fine. I could date Nola or I could date Opal. One of the two. Three.
Yeah, man, them eyes and that art she be making in my loving bed. Be in your loving's bed.
Listen.
I'm gonna type.
Too many people been in that loving bed.
I know too many people. Too many people. My last one will be, and then we could get on with the show. Will be Lauren London. I know Nipsey was a boo thing. Yes, man, and she had a lazy eye because I think I got a lazy eye too. So for me, we have something in common. Like I want, Nunu, man. There's something about that Lauren London, man.
And the new.
So, whenever I know she heals from the Nipsey situation, but I want, yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't know if I can deal with the talk, the way she talks all the time.
How she talk?
You know, some people throw like extra S's where they unnecessary when they like that word didn't need an S. It's a lot of S's. It's you.
Oh man, why?
All I hear is S's when you talk.
Why?
Like you must belong to Slytherin.
You must. Oh man,
you know who Naomi Osaka is? Who that?
That's the tennis player.
Oh, I got to Google that.
Yeah, she's on.
And then of course,
who else? Who else?
The ultimate woman crush.
Oh man, Janet. Boom. JJ. Boom. Anytime up, any place.
All right. So those are our girl crushes for Women's History Month.
And feel free to put in the chat if you have a nice little woman crush. I know we ain't on Woman Crush Wednesday, but if you got one, you could participate too.
So Kayla, who, if you could say, what is a woman who, if you could emulate yourself after, or somebody like a woman that gives you hope? A woman that makes you want to strive to be better, do better, or just a woman that like you see and you be like, dang, she doing her thing. I want to do that too.
Ooh, as soon as you said that, what came up for me was Lena Waithe. I think she changed the game. She changed the game, and I think, like I feel like she changed the game, especially for like studs or masculine center women, like that the possibility, from. What was it? Masters of the show that she had, Masters of None, and just the platform of bringing masculine women into like act like center stage of like acting. So I think like, and she just goes against the grain and just kind of does her flow and shows up as herself. I really dig that. So I really like, to me, like, yeah, like I love her.
She definitely came to mind. I don't want us y'all to judge us by her whole marriage debacle situation.
Yeah. What? I gotta
Remember she
follow
got
up on that.
married and then
Yeah.
like 3 months later they was getting divorced and she was dating somebody else. We don't know what happened there. I just
Yeah.
don't want to be judged based. I don't want to be judged based on that.
But I tell you what, it's something about when you get into a relationship and it just don't quite work out, a fire gets lit up under your ass. Cause like she's been doing, like, you would think that she wasn't going through no separation or divorce. Like she out there putting out a lot of work, doing a lot of
I know
things.
about separations.
Right? It's like, let's after dark.
It's that moment where you figure out this ain't working for me and I got some things to do.
You
And
like
it's also, I also find that, and I'm sorry, this is off topic, but hell, we just talking. So
Yeah.
I also find that a lot of times it can definitely have to do with if you are in a relationship that is fruitful, having the right partner
Yes.
will light something up under you. Because having a partner that stresses you and is a distraction from your goals. Now, I'm not even saying like you have to have a partner that's pushing you, but having somebody who is a distraction from your goals is hard. And
Yes.
so getting with the right person who doesn't hinder, but aids, like, hey, I see you, I see what you're doing, do what you got to do, and
you better
get it
preach.
together.
You better preach, Deacon Duchess.
I'm just saying. I'm
You
trying
got
to.
You got to have a superwoman.
Fruitful relationships, singular relationship.
Unless if you into that poly stuff. If you into poly,
I'm too jealous of that.
You don't think you can do it?
No, because y'all ain't finna sleep together without me.
Oh man, yeah, that's
then I'm gonna be in competition. Like I'm gonna be like, I don't even want to do nothing tonight, but if they gonna do it, then I need to.
That screams anxiety. I'm not like a big hosty type of person, and I gotta host you. And we talked about love languages. For me to give all of that to you and you, I mean,
listen, I struggle.
baby.
That's why I can't cheat, because I don't have the memory for it. Like,
oh shoot,
I really can only remember one person's birthday at a time. I can't.
Yeah. And
I
you
can't be over here trying to figure out which anniversary here, which anniversary there, what day we first met, what day we first said I love you. I can't remember that from more than one person. I cannot.
And you a poet. You know how many poems you got to write? You know how many sweet words you got to say.
Poems.
That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work.
Stop writing poems, because then they start stalking you. Well, after you write them a couple poems, then they want to stalk you.
Because you got that words for affirmation. That's what it is.
I know, I'll be like, these is lies.
I learned this off of TV. I learned this. Affirmations.
All right. So KJ.
Yes.
Would you consider yourself to be what would you, how would you characterize yourself as a queer woman?
Oh man, and I'm actually exploring this too, because people joke we the alphabet people, but I'm like, you know what? It's like you're trying on new stuff. You're like, let me see. So I really like, traditionally I had used a term like gay, or you mean like how do I identify myself as whether gay, all that type of stuff?
STEM, all that.
Yeah. So traditionally I was kind of.
Producer don't like the word butch, so for the rest of the show, we're gonna refer to it as butch.
Shout out to the people that could carry that. Sometimes, and it may be some past negative connotation around, but it just seems so heavy. It's too heavy for me. It's too heavy.
Listen, so I didn't know as a baby gay.
Not baby gay, baby
stud. I was baby
gay.
I didn't know, and I thought that studs was black lesbians who were masculine centered. And butches was white lesbians who was masculine centered. So I actually have like a friend, and her nickname, I call her Butch. I'd be like, Butch Cassie.
Like, baby, that's your name. That's how I see you.
Like that's what I've called her for as long as I've known her. I'd be like, what's up, Butch?
I mean, it's so like how I classify myself. I think traditionally before I would say that I was, a gay woman or a gay. I am a gay woman, but I'm really embracing this term queer. I think it just for me it feels like a fresh start. So I really love queer.
Yeah.
So I'm rocking with that right now, and I'm really embracing the term masculine of center. So like, I think there was a point in time, like maybe in my 20s, like I really just didn't feel like stud, like classification especially in the Black community. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm a stud because tomboy. This is the route that we're going, but I
Yeah.
don't know if I have like the prime examples of seeing that. Like what I saw as a stud, I felt like that wasn't me. Like that path, that wasn't
It wasn't
my.
you.
Yeah, it was just like that's too hard for me. And then a lot of women that I would date, I know we'll probably get into this earlier, but like, oh, you a soft stud. You're not really a stud. You
Yeah,
soft.
you so
So
stud.
I
Yes.
was just like, after some time, like maybe, like I said, mid-20s, I was just kind of like, I don't think I fit into the stud community.
What's the
So,
hard stud? They don't put lotion on their feet.
like you working in construction,
Yeah, like
yeah,
and like you wear what like flannel shirts or like what's the uniform for that?
yeah. I would think like we both from been chilling in Jacksonville, and I think
Yeah.
like hard stud was just kind of like. And this is, I don't know if this gets into the toxicity of it, was
Yeah.
more of the masculine women or the kind of butch women that just kind of thought or acted as a man, like really, really acted the man, like acted the man role, like don't touch me, this is how I act. And it just simulated to me too much like a male. And I was trying to find like, that ain't really my vibe. Like
So
it was
maybe
so
like
harsh. It was just so hard for me.
maybe that so since because even in this community we can be non, I guess, politically correct. I don't know.
Yeah.
So maybe in that sense, like a woman who is so masculine centered that they don't acknowledge their feminine center.
Correct. So there was especially around that time, there was no identification that you're a woman,
Yeah.
embrace that femininity. It was
Yeah.
just totally identified with being a masculine, this how the bros act, or this is, it was just it just didn't connect. It didn't connect with me. So
Yeah.
as I said,
I always
nowadays
feel
I'm
like
embracing queer.
I feel like the LGBT community is like, you have those jobs and they'd be like, guys, we're going paperless. Okay, we're not using any more paper, and then it just be paper all over the place. Like
Paper independence.
I feel like that's the LGBT community. Like we're always like, wait, we're going labelless, guys. We don't want any labels, and then everybody has like 13 different labels. Like somebody can be what, like, I'm a lesbian who's masculine of centered, but I'm non-binary.
Yeah, you like, okay, like how long? And as I said, like for me, I find it sometimes like, oh, like endearing, like, oh man, because I think as we continue to explore it, you're like, oh man, this fits me or that fits me. So like,
Yeah.
I don't I don't really like say, okay, I'm a stud, but I think it helps when someone is trying to understand you. So people that's not part of the queer community or part of our community and they're trying to figure things out, I think like it helps to say, okay, this is what this means.
Mhm.
This is what you're seeing. So I don't mind, like, okay, to help the everyday person understand and break it down for them. That,
So
I
for
mean,
me,
that's
I think
cool.
I was always like, I always just identified with the term STEM.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I'm a stud. I'm not a stud.
Mhm.
I'm not a femme. I'm a STEM. I'm somewhere in the middle. I am a person who fully embraces my masculine and my feminine center. Like
Mhm.
I realize at some point, I think it's as far as in like the masculine portion of me is the portion that, definitely wants to be the provider.
Yeah.
Definitely wants to take care of things as far as in that. Definitely wants to make sure that my family is okay.
Mhm.
And then there's that portion of me that, like around my house sometimes, I feel like if we were talking traditionally, I'm like, I'm the dad in my house because my kids.
I'm the daddy. I've been a daddy since five
The
years
way
old.
my
Like,
kids treat me sometimes, like I find that because and I say this because I've been married to both a man and I've been married to a woman. And
mhm.
so I know that in the relationship with my husband, the kids would come to me because I was seen as the nurturer. And
Yeah,
then with my ex-wife, the kids would go to her because she was the nurturer. So I think that there's this level of nurturing, or maybe we just assume roles in our relationship. Maybe we
yeah,
just if you have if you have a partner who's willing to do more, you tend to take a back seat. But I'm the person at the end of the night who makes sure the doors are locked, or I'm the person who makes sure the trash is out. But I might not be the person who sets out the clothes at night. I might not be the person who makes the lunches, you know. But I'm the one who cook. I'll cook dinner, you know. So it's these. I think that they're not necessarily gender roles; they're just roles.
yeah. And I
And
was going to
so
lead
women
into
just
my next
fall into
question.
place of those.
Like, did you have like in any like your relationships? Do you have to kind of set that expectation? Do you have to say, "Hey, this is how I show up"? Do you feel like you have to kind of set the precedent before going into a relationship?
I don't think so. I think if you find the person who's for you,
Hmm.
um, then it naturally kind of you naturally kind of assimilate into what where you are. Like if you don't like doing dishes and I like doing dishes, I'm gonna do dishes. I don't like folding clothes. Can you fold clothes? Like this is not we don't have necessarily a role in this, but we're just figuring you know where we are and where we fit. It's like in life, you find your purpose on your job. You're going to find your purpose. You're going to go into when you go into your job, there might be 18 different positions, but everybody has a different role that they play. And
Yeah,
so when it comes to your home life is also a job. And so everybody comes into the role that they play.
I like you mentioned that because like I noticed for myself, I feel like it's progressively changing now. When I was younger, that was kind of challenging. Like a lot of women that I would want to talk to, or that would say, "Hey, I find you attractive, but I want you to fit in this mold. I want you to be the hardcore stud, AG. You know, I want you to be like X, Y, and Z." And versus like now, like when I meet women, it's kind of okay, how do you want to how do you show up, how you've been flowing, I'm gonna be cool with that. And to me that was a deterrence, like because it made me feel like yo, like accept me
I,
as I
I
am. I
feel
don't feel
like
like I have to be a certain thing.
I feel like that is an age thing.
Hmm.
Because I know as younger, having all my friends when we were like 17, 18, they all wanted a thug. They wanted a bad boy. They wanted,
Yeah,
you know, they wanted somebody who was hard. So I think that even in the lesbian community, there's that I want an AG, an aggressive stud. I want a hardcore because it's the same as I want a thug. I
hmm,
want somebody who's hard because when we're younger, we see the bad boy as something that is enticing, or we see the bad girl as something that is enticing. But once we start getting older and more secure in who we are, we might start saying,
I want
I don't
somebody with a job, not out here slanging
exactly
with a
like I
real
want
job,
somebody
real
who's
car,
okay with
real
telling me the
house.
truth. You know what's it say what is biblically what does it say when I became a man I put away childish things. So
Yeah,
when I became an adult I put away those childish notions that I want somebody. Like life becomes more than just about how you how I perceive you. It
yeah.
comes into a position where you're like, I need somebody who's going to take care of a home. I need somebody who's going to support me. I need somebody who's going to do these things. So I feel like once we get older, especially older in the queer community, then it's very much so I can be who I want to be. Like there's no set rules to this. Studs can date studs. Femmes can
Yeah,
date femmes. There's some femmes who don't date studs. They're like, I don't want. from
Yeah.
my experience, my small experience on Plenty of Fish. There are
Yes.
the women who are like, if you a stud, don't be messaging me. I ain't trying to talk to you.
And I'm like,
I
shut
like
it. Come
them and
on.
femmes only. And then there's the ones who are like, femmes, I don't want no lipstick.
You ain't gotta be that aggressive with it.
Yeah.
Okay, we get the picture. And it took me some time because I can remember when I was in when I first started college, I had two teammates that were studs. And it was
Mhm.
like, that was weird at that
Yeah.
time. It was weird, like to see two studs being together. And it was kind of like, I think sometimes, definitely in the queer community, sometimes we could come up with our own damn rules and say, okay, you're supposed to be with, this is this is the role that you should take. This is the
Yeah.
role you should take. And it was kind of weird at the time, like, oh, I don't think stud's supposed to be with a stud, like,
Yeah.
because you're thinking like, no, you're only supposed to be with a feminine woman.
Exactly.
But to see how they interact, it was kind of like, okay, they were two women. And that was like, now it's becoming more prevalent. Now you see where a lot of masculine women are, saying, hey, I want to date another masculine woman,
Yeah.
or I want to date a man. You see some, masculine women like, okay, I'm bisexual, or,
Yeah.
I'm open to all parts of the spectrum. So it looks like it's growing, that people are
I think
becoming
more people. I think
more
it's just being
okay
more
with
accepting
themselves.
of being yourself. I saw an ad. I wasn't on Grinder. I saw an.
But
I wasn't on Grinder.
you was on Grindr now.
Why would I be on Grinder? I saw an ad on Facebook for
When
Grindr.
someone get all aggressive like that, when
Yes.
someone get all
You see how hard producer was talking to me? Like I was just on Grinder all night. Like no, it was an ad, and it was these two like old boy had goals and tattoos, and his dude had goals and tattoos, and they was super hard, like, what's up, bro, what's up, this not there was no feminine energy amongst them, and they were
Mhm.
just kissing and loving on each other and hugging, and I was like, and I just watched it, and I think I was smiling the whole time because I was just like, they are what the world needs to see
Yes.
because we're not used to seeing it. And
Yes.
so none of this will become normal until we make it normal, until
Yeah.
we're okay with being seen. And they were like on this commercial loving on each other, and it was okay. I'm trying to find this post that I posted. Y'all know I stay posting stuff.
Hmm.
So it was this one. And it said, tonight my daughter is 8 years old, asked me, what does LGBTQ mean? And before I could answer my mom said, she doesn't need to know about that.
Oh.
And she said, I told my daughter the L is for lesbian, which is romantic love between two women. The G is for gay, which is romantic love between two men. The B is for bi, which is someone who has romantic love for both men and women. The Q is for questioning or queer, which is when someone understands they are not hetero. And the T is for someone when someone transitions from one gender to another, so they are living in their true form and true to their heart.
Oh, that's beautiful.
All of this is about love, how people find love in the world, and how people love themselves for who they are. And she said her daughter just said that's really beautiful. And so the whole thing was about breaking unhealthy cycles in family structures when we talk to our children. So even in us being in the queer community, there's unhealthy cycles for us too.
Yeah.
There's those unhealthy things like seeing two studs together and being like, that's not how it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
or seeing two films together and being like, that's not how it's supposed to be. We have to break down um, those stereotypes within our own community so that people can just love and be who they are.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like sometimes within the community it can be very hypocritical because it's like outward facing. We are asking for, accept us, love us, we're the face of diversity, but sometimes definitely within the community, we start to be like this, like who's holding this rule book that you need to operate a certain way.
Yeah.
You need to have, be in a relationship a certain way.
Segments.
Yeah, be in a relationship a certain way. You need to have sex a certain way. You need to, do this stuff. So like you just mentioned, like normalizing stuff. Like how are you normalizing this with your kids?
So it's difficult, to be honest. not well, it's easy for me to say they just love who they love and that's okay. Or
Mhm.
they are who they are. Like even in this whole my daughter asks me all the time. She's I told you before. Mommy, are you a boy?
Mhm.
No, I'm not a boy. Mommy, do you wear makeup? Wearing makeup doesn't mean I'm a boy or girl. Or, and even catching myself. Like if she's like she'll mess around and try to paint her brother's toenails. And I'll be like, don't paint your brother's toenails. And then I have to catch myself like, well,
As long
if
as you
he
don't
let
get it up on his skin like that.
if he letting her, but then then they go to then they go to my parents, and like I catch the things that my parents tell them, like boys don't do this, girls don't do this, boys don't do this, girls don't do this, and so then I almost have to come back and then like reprogram them to be like, no, you do as you do and what you're comfortable doing.
Yeah.
Like there's no and I get it, girls and boys, like they're gonna be like, girls don't wear blue, boys don't wear pink. They
Yeah.
do, and
Yeah.
it's not a problem. Like it doesn't matter if he wears pink. It doesn't mean anything because that's not the basis of if I remember my mom wouldn't let my nephew wear skinny jeans because he was like, I was like, skinny jeans don't make you gay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm going to say this once. I'll say it a million
Say it. Say
times.
it again.
There is a definite decision making when it comes to sucking a penis. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, there's
Yeah.
no amount of skinny jeans that can make you be like, I think I'm gonna suck a penis today. Like,
That's a big decision.
there's a big decision, and you
Yeah.
either want to do it or you don't want to do it, and that makes a big decision as to where you are on this
Yeah.
spectrum. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
so there's there's no amount of making me carry purses that could be like, I want to do. No, I don't want to.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of like in my home teaching that love is love.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a big thing because I know sometimes I run into it with my family, especially like now I'm having like smaller like nieces and nephews coming up, and it's to me when you say that you are automatically creating a problem that doesn't exist. Like you're making them feel like something is wrong. Like
Hmm.
if my nephew wants to put something on his head that's pink, like when you start saying, "Oh, don't put that on because it's pink," or like you're already creating this narrative
Yeah,
subconsciously in the kid's mind, like what did I do wrong?
yeah.
I mean, you need to let a kid
I just
explore
liked
back.
it.
Yeah, I think, and I guess that comes with the times of people being more open. Like if you let kids be, let them be. But when you start creating like, don't do this, you're already pushing them to like be a particular like a bias, like
Yeah.
do this or don't do that. So you mentioned like far as in with clothes, like when it comes to like us as masculine center, do you feel like clothing make us who we are?
When in being I'm repeating it for producer,
Go ahead.
in being masculine of center, do we feel like clothing makes us who we are? I would say that clothing doesn't make you who you are. You are the person who makes the clothes,
Mm-hmm.
but clothing can allow for you to be comfortable in yourself.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I don't like I used to wear dresses all the time at church, and I did it for my husband. I did it because this is what he desired. These are things, and he never asked me to, but I knew that's what he liked. So I would do those things for him. And yes, I can act as if I feel like I'm on top of the world, but to be honest, I wasn't comfortable. And so when I got out of that relationship and was finally saying to myself, you don't want to be, with a man. You really like not and not that I could never not do it again. It's just it's not where I'm comfortable. It's not where for me I could date a guy, but it wouldn't be something that I want to do forever.
Yeah.
Um, but with a woman, that's where I feel most more of myself.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to the clothing, like me, like right now, listen, baby, I got hips, okay?
We be having, that's one
I can't
thing
I can't
is,
shop in the boy section. I got
And she got a booty.
Really, really.
I got a booty too. So thick.
Let's acknowledge that a lot of people, especially a lot of femmes, they joke on us because it be the masculine one that be having the asses and the hips and the bodies. We be having the bodies. I ain't gonna lie, I got some hips and I got an ass. We got some bodies.
We was producer sent me a TikTok the other day, and the girl was like, it's a femme basically, and she talks about dating masculine lesbians, and she was just like, it be the masculine lesbians who got all the ass. They love to be the little spoon.
I love
spoon me.
I should be big spooning, but I be loving a little spoon.
I love to be a little spoon. And like, please. It's my turn. She was like, they love for you to rub their booty. They'll say they don't, but they'll be like, when you do it, they'll be like,
yeah.
So she was like, you want you a girl with booty, date you a mass lesbian, because we all got
we
booty.
We do. You'll find some.
Maybe it's like lunges, maybe it's the sports.
I don't know what it is, but it's a good percentage of us. We have some that has the athletic slim body that, you know.
Oh. She said she reminded me of, but anyways, what I was saying about clothes is that I feel like we just dress in what makes us comfortable.
Yeah.
For me, I like to wear a mixture. Like I have hips, I have thighs, so I'm not gonna wear boy pants. That's not for me.
Yeah.
I can't. It doesn't look right. It don't fit my hips right. So I got to wear girl jeans, but I might wear a boy button down. But and that for me, that like you've always known how my style is. I might wear skinny jeans and a polo shirt with some Timberlands. Like that's you. That's just me.
That's you.
I'm gonna do what makes me comfortable, and so I feel like it is a level of the clothes don't make me. I'm just wearing what I'm comfortable in.
Yeah, and that's the big thing, and I've had to learn that over the years because I knew when I first got into like work and stuff, like I would have to wear like a skirt or something because I'm thinking like, yo, that's what a woman's supposed to wear. Yeah. That's how I'm gonna get the job, and it messes up with it messed up my confidence. Like I felt like I couldn't authentically be myself until like I started to like, yo, I want to wear my suit, I want to wear my button down, I want to wear a tie like that. It was just expressing what was inside. So now, like, you know, because I got the hips, I got to go get my suits tailored. I'd be like, all right, now you watch the hips now, tail it down to the ankle. Give me the elegant, give me the look now. But yeah, it gives you a sense of confidence that you're able to just, whatever clothes that a person likes to wear, you know, you express it.
So, and I'm glad you brought that up because I was meaning to talk to you about that. Being that you are you're more masculine of center than I am, in my opinion. Even though I'm harder than you.
Yes, yes. You is hard.
I'm harder than you, but you're more masculine of center than me. So no way.
Hey, right now I got my legs crossed under this desk, honey. Why are you saying it?
So, when did you get to the point where you were able to be yourself on the job?
To be honest with you, I think like maybe mid-20s when I cut my hair. Like I think I was like 25 years old. And I was just like, bump it. I, can't live vicariously through other people because I used to love like, oh man, I want to cut my hair like that. When I cut my hair and I just started to like, wear my suits and stuff. And actually I was with my homegirl yesterday and she was joking me. She was like, Kalila, you made me crack up when we first got that job and you was wearing these heels and skirts. And she was like, with these stockings, I was wondering if your ass was slow or what the hell is going on? And I was like, well, yeah, I said, you just got to have compassion. Cause I said, you don't understand what we go through. I thought that was the right thing to do. She was like, no, honey, I thought you was slow. And I said, Kalila, wear what you want to wear, honey. Cause you look uncomfortable. But you're so like thinking that this is what you got to do for work. While she over there and other people thinking I'm slow and I'm wearing the same. Cause when you was a stud like that, you only got that one outfit, that one good job.
Cause you ain't wearing it. Cause you ain't wearing it on the weekend. days.
I had that one job outfit that I was wearing every 2 days. But then when I got into being myself, I was like, oh, I want that button down. Oh, I want that bow tie. Oh, I want that. And
Yep.
people was like, oh, you look good with that. And it just kind of like, that's when honestly, it made me show up in team meetings. Like it made me vocalize myself a little bit more because I felt comfortable in my skin.
Okay.
So yeah, so be around that time.
So okay, I want to ask you this question. In the job field, you
Mhm.
know, we deal with a lot of at my job they have like a board up and it talks about like how I can be more inclusive of women in the workplace. And so it basically like is a board that people can write down things of like how they can make the workplace more equal. So even in that sense of, you know, men and women in the workplace, women not being as equal to men in the workplace, do you feel like men hold you in a higher regard because of your masculinity in that sense, or do you feel like they just lump you in with all the other women?
And this one is a hard question because I don't think like someone outright has said it,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the camaraderie that they kind of come with, like
It's different.
you play basketball, it seems like the rapport is easier to build with them, or they feel like, oh, you're a ball player, you know, kind of like, oh,
So
that
easier to get into the boys club.
yeah, it's easier to get into the boys club. It's easier to talk sports, and I guess because in my head, that's, you know, I don't mind. I'll talk about sports and things of that nature. So like the rapport building, the interaction that they have, it seems like it's a little bit easier. But I haven't outright had anyone say, "Oh, we chose you over this other woman," or you know, anything like political like that.
Nothing like that. But
Yeah,
like as far as in just the camaraderie.
yeah,
Um,
the camaraderie.
I know that there was a guy at my job who the other girls would say stuff like he excuse me, he kind of down talks me or
Mm,
treats me a certain way. And I would always be like, you don't treat me like that. And
mm.
I don't know if it was mainly because one, if he did, I'd be like, hold up, player. Like slow your roll. Or if it was because me and him could sit there and talk about the next Marvel movie that was coming out, or if we could talk about, you know, things that were. I'm not saying Marvel is
Is producer judging?
producer like Marvel, of course. I'm not saying that, but most of the girls at my job mainly talk about babies, makeup, keto diets, and and it's all girly stuff. It's all baking, and I just be like I'll talk about my kids, but at the same time, I can talk about like, you know, a lot of other things. Like we can hold a lot of other topics that
Yeah.
are important, like clothes and all that. That's not important to me. Talking about all those things is not important to me. So I guess he felt like I was a part of the boys club with him, so he treated me with a different level of respect from how he treated the other women. Now
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know if he was in a position of power, if that would have done anything for me. And so I guess in that sense, I'm wondering, do we who have a little bit more masculine center, do we have a certain level of privilege
Yeah.
in the workplace that other women don't benefit from?
I would say, especially because you know now, definitely nowadays, I think everyone's trying to bring an awareness to privilege. So I would say, you know, yeah, there probably is definitely a space of privilege, especially like if men talk about cisgender men or however we want to
Yeah,
classify that, talk about golf or basketball or sports.
yeah,
It's easier for you to kind of break down that barrier and in essence making them feel a little bit more comfortable or trusting. But I think also too, for me, what I notice when I'm in the workplace or just in my different settings, my energy as a woman, I think both feminine and masculine just kind of is fluid. So like sometimes when I'm around men, I may have a lot more feminine energy depending on whatever it is. And then sometimes when I'm with some women, a little bit more masculine energy may come out or some more feminine energy come out. So it's
yeah,
not like I definitely don't feel like going into the corporate space that, oh man, I need to act like a man
yeah,
or I need to talk about sports. Like to that, like unless if they ask me, I'm not really, you know,
yeah.
talking about it. Like I don't feel like I have to play a particular role to be accepted
Yeah.
with them. I think more of anything for me has been internalized or subconscious because I'm gay. I may feel a little bit. I think in the workplace, I used to feel a little bit insecure. Would someone accept me because I'm gay?
Mm-hmm.
Whether if it was in the female setting or male setting, I do notice in the female setting that I really sometimes don't have a lot to relate to. Sometimes, like you say, like certain things, it's like like I don't be having too much to relate to. I find is a lot more to relate to on the male side.
Even when I hang out with producer and they have ladies night, sometimes I find myself being like,
This lady's not.
I don't know where I fit in this conversation, so I just wait till my turn pop up.
So with that being said, like when you look out into the world, like do you find yourself gravitating towards like one energy more than the other? Like, oh man, I gravitate towards more woman energy or male energy, or is it a mixture of both for you?
I think it's a mixture of both. I think I feel comfortable with. I don't like small talk, so I think I feel comfortable around those who.
You
I love a sarcastic person. I love somebody who is brutally honest. I love somebody who.
that must be a Sag in you.
I really think producer's gonna have to get her own office when we do these shows because she back here making side comments talking about I'm okay with brute honesty till my feelings get hurt.
That's
Like I hear that, like I can hear you. Okay, she's
yeah,
till your feelings get hurt.
like producer putting it. I ain't with it. I'm not dealing with producer today.
Yeah,
I'm not dealing.
but I definitely feel like it's just whoever. Like I definitely think that I'm more comfortable around women.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because I can be a lot of myself. Like I can be who I am. I don't know. Like I always feel like with guys, and I have had trauma with guys, so maybe I'm just in general not comfortable. I'm in general not comfortable being around a group of guys by myself.
Yeah.
But I think with guys, I've had a lot of experience with guys being like, "So why you like girls? Like, what's up with
Sir,
you?" Like, yeah, like so
don't
guys
ask me that
really try
question.
to be like, "You ain't really. You should try to talk to," and it's just like,
You see my face turned up? I'm like,
right? Like
oh,
I don't want to have to be like,
no
no, sir.
judgment.
Yes, no, I'm really gay. No, I really don't like boys. But you got like even my dad at this point in my life will be like, but you got 2 kids, so you gotta still like guys. And I'll be like, yeah, I had
That
2
doesn't
kids.
mean that doesn't
That
mean that doesn't
doesn't
mean that.
mean anything. Like it doesn't mean anything. It means that I was in a position in my life where I loved who I loved. We had children. And now I'm at a point in my life where I realize that's not what I want.
Yeah.
And once you find out who you are in your life, in your relationships, like you just don't want to go back to that. So when he asked me, I'm like, could I ever see myself going back to a man? No, probably
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
I don't, mm-mm.
And that's the thing. That's the thing that I don't care for is that it feels like to certain people that are ignorant that you have to prove your sexuality to someone. Like, why do you like women? I mean, why do you like what you like? You know, why do I have to break down, give some type of justification for liking what
Yeah,
I like? No,
yeah.
it
Like
is.
that's none of your business.
Yeah, like yeah, I had a moment where I thought about like, oh, and this was when I was going through my whole religious spiel, thinking like, oh, maybe I should be with be with a male. But I'm like, what at home feels good to me? Like it couldn't be. I like we sharing the same boxes and all of that type of stuff like that. I want to feel at home. Being with a woman makes me feel at home. I feel, and I
Yeah, yeah. You're right. Like at some point in time, be like, these your briefs of mine.
these your drawers. No, these mine.
These
These
your
mine.
no, yours got stains in them. I don't want them.
Yeah, I don't need those. I don't need those draws. So tell me this: what does it mean to be a queer woman to you?
um, huh? What does it mean to be a queer woman? Um, uh, so for me, I think it just means that you're open to loving loving who you want.
Mhm.
Like you're not confined to I'm a lesbian, I can only date women, or I'm I'm gay, I can only date men. Um I think it's just in general, like for me it's I date whoever makes me feel like my best self. What up,
Ooh,
Aunt? I miss you, bro.
hey, Aunt.
He always tunes in. He says he learns a lot from us and he wants to, he's one of our straight allies who wants to learn more about our community so that he can continue to be a present and
That's what we
stand up.
all need.
I
That's what we
appreciate
all need. Like a nice ally. That's a nice
it.
ally.
So yeah, just what does it mean for you?
I think for me, it means freedom. So
Mhm.
it's kind of like on the same lines of what you said, just the freedom to love who you want to love. And I think specifically when you get into the space of, in the spectrum of lesbian, it's just kind of, man, you could just, the beauty of it to just kind of have that, I love kind of the same thing, but it's like, oh man, the nurturing of it and the beauty of, what it means to love a woman and be with a woman. I think it's just beautiful.
So I saw a TikTok video. I've been watching. I don't know how I got. Oh, thanks. Aunt said we teach him a whole lot. Um, I was watching a TikTok the other day, and it talked about how lesbians and maybe gay men as well. I'd have to learn from their perspective, but end up staying in toxic relationships longer than people who are straight because our dating pool is so shallow that we feel as if we get out of this relationship, then it will be so long, or I won't find another relationship with a lesbian woman.
Damn it!
How
You brought up a whole producer. She done brought up a whole episode on its own. So we need a part two.
It's almost 9:30.
so
So
Shit.
producer said,
Damn.
"Hey, okay, so that'll be a segue." So
Yes.
different conversation.
my bad. I
Let's
was
close it up. Let's close it. Let's park that one. And that sounds like that could be
Get in that
a
one.
whole episode
mark it
on its
down.
own.
Yeah.
So
Cause I
that's a
started,
topic.
I started to do like but let's we got 4 more minutes. Four
All
more
right, so we'll
minutes.
talk. Okay, my bad. I didn't mean to get deep on
You
y'all
did good. You
interested. I was just
did good.
saying.
No,
All I
we
was
got
saying was I saw it and I was like, I wonder if that's because I was saying that because I'm not getting into it.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, go ahead. No, live the truth.
What?
Speak the truth.
So what I was saying is they were talking the video was saying how feminine lesbians have to be more out and about, like okay, in a cisgendered relationship,
Yeah.
normally it is the man who approaches the woman.
Mm-hmm.
So, in a lesbian relationship, one might think that the masculine energied woman would approach the feminine energied woman, but that's not the case because often we don't know who is gay or not. So,
Yeah.
we stand back until she approaches us. So, he was saying that femmes have to be more aggressive in that manner. And I was like, okay, Kay, what is your,
That
how do you
is
play it?
that is 98%, 99% true. I think all the women that I've been with that have had
Uh-huh.
interest in me or we've had all of that going on, they have approached me. I have yet to go see a woman across on the bar and say, "Hey, baby, can I get your number?" That is a growth opportunity. But like you said, in a world that is typically heterosexual, like you don't know who's who, and sometimes
You
some
don't know
people flip
exactly.
out. Like if you go say, "Hey, I would like to, have a drink with you," or
Yeah.
spark up a conversation, you don't know, even if that woman is like maybe low key, like wants to explore that option, you don't know. Like she may want to save face in front of her people. You just don't know. So I think like in essence, it does become an easier game for us because I've had
Yeah.
plenty, just women just reach
I
out this
honest to
way.
God have only ever like outside of it being like on a dating website where they check off I want to date females and I want to date females and I know for sure that you are into women. I have only made the attempt to talk to one woman
Oh my
and
God, that makes me
it
nervous.
was the most awkward. I was like, hey, Like I literally was like,
Hey,
because listen, what was bad is she was like the director at one of my kids' old daycare. But
so you had to hit the daycare,
but
mama.
when I used to come in there, she would like flirt with me. Like when I come in there, she'd be like, every time I come in, she'd be like, "I'm sorry, Miss Jackson." Ooh. Like I'd be like, "Oh," she say, and then she'd stop and talk, and she'd give me the eye every time. So I was like, "Does she like me? Does she not?" So one day I literally went in there and I was like, um, I gotta quit because I'm awkward as hell. I get super nervous, and I was like, "Hey, I got a question," and she was like, "What?" And she was like, she talks with a lot of S's, so she was like,
Oh,
"What?"
sorry, I need to put that on
She
my
was like,
list.
"What?" And I was like, are you seeing anybody?" Like, and she was just like, "I mean, kind of, sort of, but I mean, I'm not gonna block my blessings. What's up?" And I was like,
And I blocked the blessings.
and I almost like gave up right there. I was like, "Nah, nothing is good. Don't worry about it." And then I literally like went, got one of my kids, and came back around and was like, "So I'm just saying, if I happen to call the school and my number came up and you wrote it down and you wanted to call me, like, would that be a thing that you could do?" And she was just like, "I
Oh, you
mean,
ain't
maybe."
slick.
And so I literally walked to get the other kid, came back, and she winked at me.
Oh
I
yeah,
should have figured it out at the wink, right?
yeah.
I got in my car and was like, "So does that wink mean she gonna call me or not?" So I called the school and she picked up, and I was like, "I just wanted to make sure in case you wanted to use it that you had my number." And she was like,
Yeah, I just want to make sure you got this, baby. Yeah.
but it was so awkward. And it really was because I'm not used to having to be the
It's
one to
hard.
make the first. I'm not used to it. I'm
It's,
used to girls talking to me first.
it's hard. I don't want you to be all rainbow down. Like I don't want you to have like rainbow earrings. No shot, no shade to them people. But I don't want you to have rainbow earrings, rainbow shirt. Like you ain't gotta do all of that. But just a caveat, yes, because I am out there looking for a wife. You're gonna have to work hard for me. You're gonna have to let me know that you're interested in me. Because to do that, some people just
Because I'm dumb.
yeah, it goes over my head.
All the way.
You guys to tell me with clarity.
Yeah. Producer be like, "You seen her staring at you?" And I was like, "Who's looking? Where?" Somebody was staring. First, like, "You ain't see her looking you up and down." Dang, shut up. And yes, I am awkward. Okay. I'm sorry. It's just I don't
That's the
realize that
worst
somebody
thing,
likes me.
man.
And
Unless if
it's
you go
hard
into
to know who's gay. And I've been burned. Like in college, I remember when people found out that I was a lesbian in college.
not worse than the high school, not worse than the high school story, but we won't go into that today.
We're not going to talk about high school. Like
We're not gonna go into that story today.
like the 4-page letter that I wrote.
And I said, Mo, KJ, I'm gonna do this. I told her not to do it, but she turned around and still did it. Like she still did it. It's like, dude, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I wrote a 4-page letter.
I wouldn't have responded either. I would have avoided you for the
I was like, man. And then it was awkward after that. And it was like, all we had to say is like, we told you, don't do it.
So awkward. And I haven't written anybody a 4-page letter since. I haven't.
You a 4-page.
I sure did. I thought I was on my elite tip. I'm gonna write you a 4-page letter.
Yeah, I don't know what tip you was on.
I was like, "Listen, my feelings flow from the tip of my pen as if."
That's called courage. Stubbornness, boldness, all in one, man. That was some good.
I'm a Sagittarian. I'm impulsive.
You is.
I'm gonna get out what I gotta get out. But since then,
I would think to death. I would think to death if I should walk over there and talk to you. By that time, you're gone.
I could have died like back at that point in my life. It was deep. Thank you. It was deep.
And if you would have seen what happened after the aftermath of it,
bro, that thing ruined my whole junior year. That thing ruined.
I didn't know what to say.
My whole junior year, was just ruined. I just Producer saying it's time to wrap up.
All right.
She gave us the hour.
All
Dang,
right, dang.
cut
It's
us
all
off.
right. And we said
Anyway.
it too. We said we were going to,
So it's hard. What I'm saying is, all I'm saying is, it's hard out here for a masculine centered woman.
Yes.
If you find you one that you like, all right. And listen, y'all. I like I said, I heard on the TikTok the other day that the tall ones get snatched up very quickly. I'm 5'2". Okay, KJ, how tall are you, KJ?
5'10", 5'9" and 3/4, but I just rounded up to 5'10".
We're gonna round up to 5'10". Listen, KJ is still available and on the market. So if you would like to go on a date with KJ,
I got a good job.
right?
I got a dog.
Contact us at Rainbow Table Talk on Facebook, IG, YouTube, or Rainbow Table Talk 20@gmail.com. It is time. She wants a wife, y'all. She wants a
man.
wife.
I need to have some kids, man. These ovaries now. Have these kids out here in the streets. Yes. This is good. This is good.
I did have game before my time. If I wrote some, let me tell you right now. If I inboxed a girl a 4-page letter right now, okay, right now, okay.
But they're not even all of that now. It'd be the ones that back in the day they look. Let's not even get in that conversation.
Oh yeah. Because trust and believe. The one I wrote the 4-page letter to, she couldn't talk to me on the streets. No, at no point in time. Sometimes I'd be like, thanks God. Like, you knew.
You just gotta say, "Ooh, I dodged that one. I dodged."
Don't do that. I just be like, well, you come on now. You ever seen the ones you had a crush on in school?
Put it in the chat.
You see them and you be like, listen, sometimes God will block what you thought was a blessing.
Girl, bye.
Woo!
Don't make me get into it. Hey, y'all.
Yes.
KJ, I love you.
I love you too.
IG, YouTube, share this. We're here every second and fourth Thursday. Next, what, the fourth Thursday?
Yeah, the fourth Thursday. Is March one of them funky months that got all? No, I think that's May.
What's the 25th? It's the 25th. On March 25th. It is right around Trans Visibility Day. We are going to have Aaron and Kamala Williams, Pastor Aaron and First Lady Kamala Williams on the show. And we're going to be doing an interview with them. So look out for it. Get yourselves ready for it. It's going to be a good interview. KJ,
yes.
Let me know who you wearing tonight.
Yes, and this is the thing, team. We're going to be trying to support businesses. This is actually one of my good friends. What is that? Let me pronounce it right. Asim Ajil means great mind. So they just launched their business. So when we drop this video, I'll drop the link in there so you can go check out their stuff. So please do that. And we actually got somebody, Mo, if you want to handle this one, Duchess, if you want to handle this one, we got somebody in the chat that does some good work with some stuff. So
one of our allies, Aunt Heard, if you guys haven't heard, we talked about him on our last episode, got into a hit and run and got hit by some coward who ran off, but we ain't gonna talk about them. And at this point, he is paralyzed from the chest down. And, along with that, he is fighting and doing his thing and being inspirational and an all-star. But that's a different blow in life. And so if you guys want to donate, you can donate to Ant Designs. We put the link there. He has a GoFundMe account to help pay with some of those hospital expenses, the cost of rehab. Healthcare in America ain't Canada. So no matter if you have insurance or you don't have insurance, the stuff is expensive, and y'all know that all too well. So he has a wife, a beautiful wife, lovely kids, and he is a wonderful provider. And so during this time, if anybody can help out, you can Cash App Ant Designs. Be careful because some people have been trying to scam. So I will put the link for the GoFundMe on our page, and please, if you can support and help, check out his story, read about him, get you a shirt, a t-shirt. He designs all of my stuff, all of my logos, all of these things. So please support my brother and just spread some love.
Awesome.
Anyways, okay,
this was great. I am woman. I love you, Duchess, for being the woman that you are. So thank you. And producer, for the woman you are. Producer, for being the woman you are. Even
Bring me the amazing drinks that you bring me.
even my tea was kind of cold tonight, but I ain't gonna say nothing about it. But all right.
All right, Kate. I love you.
All right.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace
See you
out,
later.
everybody.